some new faces. Either way, I think we're ready to see this seed take off. Uncle, what do you have?
The moon is crashing. Run for your life.
I thought this was Link to the Past rando, not Majora's Mask rando.
Yeah, same here. Blue boomerang in the opening chest, and we are going to go through the whole castle scene automatically by default today. We have to do this as standard Link to the Past play, which is why we call it standard mode. They go through the castle, they get the girl, they go through the sewers, and they get her to safety.
And we also get an early crystal pendant check. Eastern is 5, Hera is green, Desert is red, if I saw that correctly.
I didn't get a quick enough look, but 2 pennants in the light world, so looks like a lot of dark world judges will be in play today. 1 pennant in the dark world. And we have the Cane of Burna as the opening item. That is an interesting weapon.
That's not your traditional starting weapon, at least normally you would use it for defense, but in this case, if you've never used the Cane of Burna because you're afraid of lag reduction or lag increasing, the spinny, circly stars, that is what can cause damage. So in order for us to get through this, we're going to have to use our magic wide.
And you can see the runners are immediately looking, some of the runners anyway, are looking to kill any guards they can with any means necessary without using their cane magic. The reason being they're going to try and pick up some bombs or something at least more reliable for certain parts of this escape, so they don't have to rely on their cane and their magic all the way through. But we'll see if the guards even drop bombs today.
I've sometimes seen the rats drop bombs, but that's in the back half of Escape. For now, we have to worry about the front.
There's flippers, by the way, in the front half of Escape. So all of our runners will get flippers today. That won't be a deciding factor in any way today. By the way, I forgot to note, thank you, Dark Misty, for the 300-bit donation in the channel. Much appreciated.
As silly as this is going to sound, I'm not happy to have found those flippers at this point. The main reason for that is because we have lost one easy way to gain 225 rupees at the conclusion of this escape, through the Houlihan room at the Northern Fairy Cave.
Correct. That's going to be something the runners will not have be able to do as easily today. Moon Pearl, by the way. We might have a very early Swamp Palace is what this is telling me if we find the hammer anytime before Sanctuary.
That is kind of a scary thought, but we do need a number of things in order to even pull off Swamp Palace. We need the magic mirror, hammer, glove, hookshot if we want to finish it.
Of course. The hammer is the one that would get my attention immediately because that tells us we have 3... Well, we need the mirror as well. But the fact that we're already seeing the flipper so early and the pearl so quickly available as well is kind of hinting me towards that as a possibility. We'll be keeping our eyes out for those related items. There's that power glove, by the way. So we're 1 step closer.
Are we seriously going to have Dark World access before we even leave the escape sequence?
Wouldn't it be funny if Swamp Palace is the one place to go to get progression? That's kind of scary if you think about it. Of course, last time I saw the Swamp Palace welcome pack before 10 minutes, Swamp Palace was a dud, so, yeah.
This is already a very unique seed opening here.
Very. And syncing things up a little bit here.
Though, AvoZL brings up an excellent point. Since we have the Power Glove, we have another way of accessing the Houlihan room, and that involves the grave that takes us back to the back of Escape. So we still have some money-making ways to go. But first, in order to make the money, we have to escape. Push that banister.
It's also worth noting Alice Zune still has absolutely no money. So money is currently very thin. We will see if there is some hiding in the back of Escape somewhere.
Well, we can confirm that the next immediate chest is going to be a small key, because we require one in order to get through. Which means, unless the rats are kind to us, well, it's not going to take that long to get back, but we will eventually need a...
And there's that key you prophesized. Well, we got a magic refill, so that's, or at least for Alice, dude, you got a magic refill, so, and $20 from one of the rats. So the rats dropped us some good money back.
If we need to purchase bombs, they are 50 a pop. GFE is almost through. Will we see bombs in the last room?
That might have been the stun price. I'm just trying to see if they are stunning the rats. Oh, we have no bombs at all. We can't even check the back of Escape right now.
Sometimes the rats drop them, and in this case, they did not. We will have to return another day.
Yeah, not one of our featured 4 was able to get bombs. I'm going to assume that they're not in either of the prize packs because they have not shown up at all. And that leads me to believe that the bombs have to be used later. At least they already have the power glove. They can get back there very quickly.
Oh no, Dr. Amamine has died in the escape sequence.
Ouch. Back to the throne room.
Alright, it looks like ETM and GFE are both taking a similar start, and thank you, Alejun, we have confirmation. Eastern Palace 5, Desert Palace Red, Tower of Hera Green.
So the normally meager 2-item Tower of Hera now turns into a 3-item dungeon if you count the Old Man by Eastern Palace. And let's see what's in the Lumberjack Ledge today, or on the Lumberjack Ledge. That is a heart piece, I believe. Yep, it's a heart piece.
That is correct. We don't have to worry about Aghanim, at least in that regard. There are still other ways that it could be annoying, but hopefully that won't happen. Instead, let's check out the Lost Woods.
Meanwhile, ETM has found 10 bombs, which he had those a little while ago, I'm sure, and $20 in the back of Lost Woods.
Well, having some bombs in the Lost Woods helps, but what about the back of Escape?
Oh, we actually had bombs back there. Nice. Oh, GFE found bombs outside. Never mind. I take that back.
However, a bottle was found in the back of Escape, so we can fully complete the early Kakariko play. Excuse me, I forgot. We need more rupees.
Yeah, we need $100 for the bottle vendor, and 3 runners still don't have that bottle, so they're going to have to hope there's a bottle somewhere else in Kakariko if they want to complete the Kakariko.
Indeed. Ooh!
Sword.
That is definitely a sword, and that is also the Quake Medallion.
To explain that Quake Medallion very quickly, there are 3 circles on the tracker that you see. They are in order Bombos, Ether, and Quake. They represent the 3 medallions that could possibly be needed to enter the last 2 dungeons on the lower road, which are currently blank circles because we don't know what they need yet. Those will be either Bombos, Ether, or Quake. We will find out later which ones are needed.
Well, let's see what's in the well. Alejun to lead us off with... Ooh!
$20.
That bomb throw almost made me nervous there. Fortunately able to recover, and, well, there's our bottle vendor money.
Yeah, just $100 there, so that's the only 100 in the prize pool as well. The rest of the triple digits are 300.
And the bottle vendor today... Well...
It is skipped. Bombs.
Well, it's 100 rupees versus 50, and you don't get as many bombs. Yeah, kind of a ripoff.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Chicken Hut today, another 20 bucks.
And Dr. Amamine is going to back of escape will pick up the bottle. And speaking of bottles, Tavern has love today.
And neither of our left runners has a bottle yet, so only their two runners on the right have that present. The GFP will get to Sick Kid very soon in this loop, and we will see if Sick Kid is important today. I mean, a Sick Kid is always important, but just in terms of what he gives you. Ooh, St. Checks the library on the left. It's 20 bucks.
Alright, so that means the Pegasus boots may not be needed. Okay, Alejun going to bomb the race at ATM checking the prize first. Uh-oh, that's a Book of Mudora.
That will open up Desert Palace very, very quickly for us. And that will be... oh, I can see the... Well, at least they have a sword, so they don't have to rely on the Cane of Burner they started with, thankfully. But imagine if they didn't have that sword and they had to do Lambola.
I'm more curious about whether any of our runners will check out the pedestal.
Because they're finding it down here and not up near the Lost Woods, I'm going to bet that they wait until they do Skull Woods. And then at that point, they may check.
By the way, GFE had checked in on the Sick Kid. The Sick Kid was very appreciative, paid 300 rupees.
That's a large allowance for the kid. Must be his life savings.
Maybe an inheritance?
I don't know.
Well, regardless, ETM about to get a bottle, while Alejun is the first to... Let's see, heading south or east? Heading east. But then, going to head northeast or southeast? Southeast. Looks like we're going to take a swim.
Yep, always fun to be able to take a dip this early in the seed. So going to get some some bombs before completing that dip, he decided. So he's gonna hop back in the water. He's gonna go for a swim now. No, he's not going for a swim now. He juked us out. Meanwhile, we are getting a check from ETM of well, I was gonna say yeah, the dam area. There we are.
Also, Lake Hylia Island did have the bug net. As much as I may like that item, I don't know if our runners are going to go for it unless they happen to be swimming right there. Speaking of swimming, yeah, that 1 rupee is going to end up sinking instead of swimming.
Yeah, 1 rupee in the dam is not worth the effort of moving the blocks. What may be inside the sunken spot might be worth more. We're going to find out from ETM right now, and 2 more runners behind him. What is in the sunken spot is just a full heart container. They'll take that early, I believe. The fish, on the other hand, they won't take.
Now, according to chat, we have already seen the sanctuary heart. I'm guessing it was either in the well or inside Blind's hut. So at this point, all heart containers are going to only give us 1 additional, filled heart.
Yeah, I saw that too in the chat. Meanwhile, we are in Mini Moldorm Cave, so named because, well, the Mini Moldorms that are in here. Hence why it's called Mini Moldorm Cave. We're gonna he already completed the room, ETM did, getting 5 items from the back, 1 of them being from the thief. There's some sticks, there's some rupees, there's even fewer rupees, there's a mediocre number of rupees, and there's an actual item, the Bombos medallion. So we have 2 of our medallions today.
In the meantime, note Alejun screen. That's Agina's cave.
And nothing worthwhile there.
So far, the caves are not really helping. So I'm forced to wonder if progression is either going to be Sahasrara, Eastern Palace, Waterfall of Wishing, maybe King Zora? We certainly have the rupees for it.
We can't get to Tower Harry yet, so unless you mean Sahasraral's Closet, yeah, there could be some progression there. Sahasraral's item still is a little ways away, though. Ice Rod Cave will give us the final shot for our caves to be of any use today. ETM is about to check that. Going to find the boots.
Yeah, Ice Rod Cave is paying off. In the meantime, Bird Lover on GFE's side, just a little bit of love from himself. And oh, ETM has stored a water walk.
Very nice. That must have been what he was going into the other cave for, to store that water walk to check the so he could do this in place of doing the much slower fake flipper. I believe he will probably save equip from up here. He may otherwise go to no, he's gonna save equip from up here. He doesn't have a lot of money. No, he is gonna go for it. Okay. And why were they talking about fake flippers? He has the flippers, of course.
Maybe it's force of habit.
Maybe.
In the meantime, Alasian's side has confirmed that, ooh, this is the Houlihan strategy that I was talking about.
There it
Excellent execution. Desert Palace is boots locked if we necessarily need to go through it, but it's a pendant dungeon, red pendant at that. So hopefully we don't know yet.
Yep, we will find out soon. There's the. I think that was either the fire rod or the ice rod. I couldn't tell. We'll get a check in a second.
It was fire
ETM,
rod.
It was fire. Okay. We do have ETM freeing the bee, which now buzzes around the ferry and gets a bee back. I think, or was that a fairy?
Unfortunately, I had missed that one, but GFE is about to give us effectively an action replay. That was a fairy.
Ah. And the heart piece on the Zora ledge, ETM says, okay, I'll come back later. Doesn't have the money for King Zora yet. So, as just was said in chat, I was about to say the same thing. Desert seems to be calling, but back of Sahasraral's Closet, even Eastern Palace itself, all but a couple of the chests right now are in play, and even one of those can be checked for many of our runners in the community who know how to do dark room.
King Zora! Well, that's his best of all.
60% return on investment is not as bad, but still bad.
Yeah, that's the best cash offer we can get, but... yeah, still a ripoff. Just... it's a ripoff that kind of eases the pain, which it's... I don't know, ripoff is still a ripoff.
It's the ripoff that makes you think you're not being ripped off. Unless you're gonna get his boots.
And GFE is heading to Desert Palace. I mean, we do have 2 checks available here. However, I'm curious about why Desert. Again, if we head to Sahasraral's Closet and Eastern Palace... I am aware of the fire source. I'm just thinking about maximizing checks here. We have access to 4 checks minimum by logic by heading to Sahasraral's Closet and Eastern Palace, whereas we can only have at most 2 checks in Desert. Going by the numbers, I'm not sure if it's the best idea, though admittedly I also understand because this is a pendant dungeon, whereas Eastern is a crystal, and I know a lot of runners do not want to double dip crystals.
I believe the reason, I'm just hypothesizing here, which is all we can do, obviously, from up here. But what I believe is that because he can clear desert in one go, I think he's not looking at the numbers like you suggested many runners would. But he's looking at the fact that he can clear this in one go. He doesn't have to even think about coming back then, except for later on doing this remire. So I think he's looking at the one clear possibility and then stocking that pennant just in case he needs it later.
Also a valid thought. GFE going through the cannon room. And first item, red boomerang.
And ETM about to pick that up as well after taking a cannonball in the face. Now, if we find the other item down here, he might, before going to land Molas, they may even decide not to bother with fighting land Molas until they know whether it's needed. So they can put land Molas, or they can leave it alone, basically. Or if there is an item on land Molas, they can just go ahead and take the fight, if they wish. There's a compass, so that's clearly not going to be the item.
And GFE is stocking up a little on health. I'm forced to presume they will go fight the Landmos.
Yeah, I think that's the last item, so I think they're going to go do it.
And ETM also on a similar path. In the meantime, Alejun is... well, no, not heading to the Bonk Rocks, which is what I would have suspected with a play like that, but... where are they going? Ah, they never checked, Lumberjack Cave yet. Makes sense.
Had the boots and one of the swords, wanted to make sure it wasn't anything worth coming back for. Now he knows. Some runners will put off that check until they actually have the boots and valuable weaponry for taking out the wizard. That sometimes can be a sign to runner that lumberjack may be required. So such runners will try to route that in later on in the seed instead of checking it early. I personally prefer checking it early while you're going to the Lost Woods anyway, but it's up to the individual, right?
That is a fair point. Speaking of up to individuals, you may notice that Alejun's screen is dark. That is intentional. They are going through the Death Mountain Ascent without a lantern, so it will appear dark. This is a sequence break, but getting through this early gives us access to an additional save point. But right now, focus on ATM and GFE. We are dealing with the 3 Landmolas.
And going to the old man for a moment. There's the hammer. Someone in chat literally just said, let's see the hammer about a minute ago. There's your hammer. So we have a hammer, and I hate to say it, but Swamp House is looking more likely. We just need a mirror and hookshot to complete it.
But now I have to wonder where the lantern is to give us access to that hammer by logic.
Yeah, the lantern is required by logic as well now.
Mushroom on top of Spectacle Rock and powder in desert.
It's good to get our kitchen spices from, the worms. Maybe that's just the ashes, I don't know. So, Alisoon is going to be the first to give us our look at one of our hint... Well, actually, second to get a look, but first at the Spectacle Rock hint tile. The desert one was just garbage, unfortunately. So we have a piece of heart inside Spectacle Rock, and what's more valuable than that is the hint tile behind it, which says Rumble Rumble. Yep, that's valuable information. It's good to know that you're hungry once in a while.
Also, I noticed that Dr. Emmermeat had entered Sahasrala's abode, but... or is it abode or adobe? You know which one I mean.
Abode.
Oh, was out of bombs. Ouch.
Well, E-Team is going to check it right now. So he'll be the first to clear this out, I believe. I don't think our other runners have done this. So we have silver arrows. Lantern is back there in the closet. And some money.
And in the meantime, Alejun is going into the Cave of mysterious value. What type of value?
A shield. Let's see what else is in there. We have bombs, a piece of heart, a shovel, and a piece of heart. Wolfman, rate that hype cake.
Dependent on the shovel, but I am suspecting that's going to be 3.
Yeah, I'm expecting a big 20 out of the shovel spot, so I'll give it probably about a 1.
Alright, Elysian is going through the southwest, going to visit old Stumpy.
$50 before it turns into a tree.
And since Elysian is coming from the south end, the only other accessible place is the digging game. Alright, Dombe, what will you give us?
It's from 1 to 30 digs, and we're going to find out how many digs it takes today as well. We're on 4 for the Master Sword. And he's going to keep digging for money, it looks like. He's close to Zora money, so... And he has
Not a
enough
bad
Zora money.
Note ETM side, folks, I believe we are going to see a pedestal check.
I think so. Ladies and gentlemen, get your pedestal hype in chat as ETM is on the way to get us some information. He knows that you love the pedestal, I'm sure. As I see when he's watching, I'm sure. And what we have today is a rupee horde. Heck yeah!
300 rupees is not worth it. Sorry, folks. Dream is dead.
I like how the text actually made it out to be exciting, though.
It was kind of exciting knowing that there's a lot of money in there, but by the time we take care of all the dungeons, money is not really an issue.
Yeah, pretty much. And on top of that, that's $300 you don't get to keep. So, I mean, when this quest is over, you have to put that $300 back in the pedestal, so... I think we're getting our first look at the Dark World from Alice Zune. He seems to be heading towards the portal. So we are going to get our first glance at Village of Outcasts on his side. We should keep an eye on him right now and see what is there, because that will be new information from everyone else is doing things that others have already done, I believe. Except maybe GFE. He seems to be doing something different as well. He seems to be heading to... Oh, is he going? He's already going to Batman.
Not a bad idea. We have magic powder, we have hammer. Let's see the crazy mad batter. In the meantime, Elysian is going over to Skull Wood, starting at the back. Interesting decision.
So GFE is told, I curse you by taking your arrows.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.
And yeah, Elysian is immediately heading into the back half of Skull Woods.
He must be very confident in his Master Sword Mothula. He has a lot of health, so I actually don't blame him for doing this at all. Get it out of the way, you have to do it anyway, most likely. I don't know if we saw a map check yet, but 6 out of 7, pretty good odds you're going to have to do this anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I've only recently been able to pull off a relatively clean Master Sword Mothula with only 6 hearts. Kinda scary.
It would be.
And okay, according to Siryu in chat, Skullwoods is a crystal, but that means we did miss a map check.
We must have missed a map check. Perhaps, if Siryu saw that, can he tell us which one was at least the pendant so we know that? Hopefully we'll find that out. In the meantime, Allison doing the Mothula fight, keeping a good distance here, managing the fight very well, and does... Oh, that was a very clean fight for Master Sword. That was very nice. So the item dropped is just the big key, so at least that's another chest we can check when we go look for the items.
GFE did do a map check. It looked like the blue pendant was in Palace of Darkness, and I think the red and the other red crystal may have been Swamp Palace.
He's saying maybe blue pendant and ice. Hopefully we'll catch it on another map check and find out, because we want to get obviously a confirmation on that. Meanwhile, is checking his cave of no significance.
And Dr. Amamine, in the meantime, is exploring the Village of Outcasts and just find some money. Unfortunately, I had missed if anything was in the C-shaped house.
I didn't catch that either, so... There's our other map check. Swamp is definitely a 5-6. Palace of Darkness is definitely the blue. There's your information for ETM right now.
Oh, there's the C-shaped house.
There's a Titan's map.
Oh, that'll certainly make... You know, we have access to almost every place at this point.
Yeah, at this point, and since we have the hammer too, I would say we have access to pretty much everything. The only thing left is the hook shot. But because we have access to everything on the lower side, at this point we can confirm Aghanim is definitely dead. As in not required.
I had missed what was on the pyramid ledge on ETM's side, but they did not go for it.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so I assume it wasn't anything important. Bombs, according to chat. Thank you.
First item in Thieves' Town was found. It was the second bottle.
And there are 3 more items in the front half of Thieves' Town. One of them has to be a big key. Unless you're playing Key Sand, we won't talk about that. So the second chest is that big key. 2 more items in here. That's the third chest, actually. 1 more item in here. And it is the hook shot. We have full Dark World access.
In the meantime, ETM is checking out the catfish with the third bottle.
Nice. With a fairy in it. GFE also doing the Mothula fight.
Now, we may have practical full access across the overworld here, but not so much with dungeons. We are still missing a bow.
Wouldn't it be just absolutely... I don't want to use the word troll very often, but trollish if the bomb is either in Palace of Darkness or Eastern Palace?
Hold on. Speaking of troll, according to Suryu...
Oh, the bow was found by Alice.
It was in Skull Woods, and according to Suryu, we had also missed an Ether sighting. Ether was on Bumper Cave.
How did we both miss the bow?
Apparently our aim is bad?
Apparently we were looking at the wrong screen when it showed up. And I see the other item in the front of Thieves' Town was some medicine. Dr. Amamine is currently heading to the Sunshine Room. I didn't catch the hint, so we'll have to get that with Alice soon, later. But it's just the map in the Sunshine Room. He's going to blow a hole in there and illuminate the lower floor so we can get a pun later. And he took a death, which probably not intended, but at least he, I think he did illuminate the bomb the floor, correct?
I believe so. I just don't know if the bombed floor stays unless you definitely leave the screen, and that I could not confirm.
Yeah, I think it does.
And And according to chat, the cape was in the chest game, but I'm not seeing it marked on the trackers yet. So we may have to wait for someone else to confirm that.
There's the bow. It's in the in that room the team's in right now.
Ah, the Switch statue room. Also, the hint that we're about to see on Elasian's side, I thought it was something about a bottle sighting.
Yep, a bottle held by someone friendly. Yeah, we found it. Thanks, game.
Alright, Dr. Amamine is about to rescue, quote-unquote, the fair maiden.
Yeah, the fair maiden is looking for help because she needs to be saved and all that.
Do you need some Hall Cyclone?
No, I'm fine.
Alright, if I've counted the items correctly, there's one or two more. We will hopefully see one of the items right here inside the big chest.
It was a piece of heart, so that was an item. I think that was the last item, I believe. I don't think we've seen the compass yet.
And confirmation, Cape was in the treasure chest game. GFE just picked it up.
Ah. And I see it now marked for Dr. Amamine, so we have that confirmation there.
Alright, we all know what's going to happen. Maiden is about to turn into blind because of the light, and we are about to see the pun of the day. It is...
I don't see you having a bright future.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. That's only 3 yucks out of 10.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'd say the room's pretty bright, wouldn't you?
Do you want me to take away a yuck?
And blind goes down, and the item on him is a heart container. There was another item there. So, maybe he didn't open the chest in the sunshine room, because I saw that Dr. Amamine did not have the compass. So, it looks like he won't need to pick that up anymore.
And now, GFE with hookshot in hand is still going to complete Thieves' Town, makes sense. Elasian going for Cane of Burna strats to take out Blind. There's another boss down.
And the first of our runners, according to our information, have 2 crystals today. So, from that perspective, a slight lead. ETM did take out Desert Palace, of course. And actually, someone else did too. Wasn't it GFE who took out Desert Palace?
Unfortunately, I am not recalling right now. It's not the easiest thing to watch 4 screens at once.
No, I can confirm that. That's why we both missed the boat.
Well, we'll just have to, get our equipment knocked up and ready as... time for the world tour.
Yep, Dr. Amamine taking the Froggy on a tour of the world. Everywhere except Palace of Darkness, because, you know, he doesn't like dark places. ETM going for the Bob jump.
And the rooftop chest was the map, so I think we just missed the compass elsewhere.
Maybe, that's interesting.
Oh, I think it was Elasian that actually No, Elysian did Hype Cave. Desert didn't have anything, so I am forgetting who. Okay, it was GFE. That's now marked.
Elysian must have saved and quit because he's back in the light world with the dwarf. So I know that we have not seen the mirror yet.
You mean
Why
right
did
there?
I? Yes, that mirror. We have seen the mirror. I did not plan that.
Hype Cave, worth 10 out of 10 automatic.
Yeah, automatic 10 out of 10 for Hype Cave on the shovel. We have to upgrade that. That was worthwhile. And that's probably going to get clipped because I literally said there was no mirror as we said that. As we found that. Oh my. No, that's, and to answer Evil Mercenary in chat, that's more of a commentator's blessing.
Alright, we've turned the blacksmith into his normal form. Let's see what will be manufactured for 10 rupee.
Dare I say, we just need the ice rod and then it shows up there. Nope, bombed.
Well, it was blue.
Alasoon doesn't have the... Oh, he does have the Titan Smith. I wonder if why he didn't do... Oh, because he didn't have the mirror. He wanted to... He saved and quit instead. Never mind. GFE getting a fairy helping from for that last final hit on Blind. So thank you, Fairy. You're the MVP of that fight. And GFE gets his heart container in Crystal.
And, oh, look at Elysian. Heading to Ice Palace right now.
This is a gutsy play. A lot of runners don't like to go to Ice Palace early. As a result, some runners will try to take advantage of that and make the play there to see if there is something worthwhile there. It also gives you 3 hints, or 2 hints if you consider that useless green text to be not a hint. That's at least 3 joke hints we've seen very early this seed.
3 or 4. There haven't been a lot of useful hints so far. And what doesn't help is one of the hints is guaranteed to talk about the boots, so that's another one effectively off the...
Correct.
But yeah, chat has it mostly correct. As far as what we need in order to finish this game, we definitely need the Cane of Samari in order to take care of Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. We don't need to worry about medallions anymore. GFE has all 3 thanks to that bumper cave dig. We will need the flute or ocarina in order to actually enter Misery Mire area, the Haunted Wasteland to be specific. And we do need the ice rod for Trinex. So those are 3 items where, well, the world's your oyster.
Correct, and we are getting a check at Paradox Cave right now. While we're getting a check there, I'm being asked why going into Ice is gutsy. Is just because it's still really early in the race, so there's a lot of dungeons still available. A lot of runners would try and do other dungeons first. So coming to Ice Palace at this point, where it's literally your 3rd dungeon, that's what I'm referring to by being gutsy. There's nothing wrong with the play at all. I think it's a good play.
Alright, I had missed the bottom 2 items in Paradox Cave, but I'm not seeing chat react about it, so I'm in this case I'm forced to assume Paradox Cave had no value.
Yeah, I didn't see anything in the top half that I recognize as being valuable, unless you count money to be valuable.
Oh, according to Wurzag, we missed the Tempered Sword in the bottom half of Paradox.
Ah, I see it on the tracker now, yes. Just with that said, good job to our trackers who are keeping us honest today as well. Wurzig and Kragnose both on the trackers for us today. Thank you very much for that.
And as far as the other hints in Ice Palace goes, one talked about where the boots were, and that last one I think said bombs were in the purple chest.
Are we gonna have a 0 useful hint seed? There's that Master Sword from Diggy Game for GFE.
That may very well be the case, Cyclone. It's kinda scary, and okay, JP Krocko is confirming bombs in the purple chest. We can eliminate that.
Okay, that's somewhat useful. That saves a long trek with that thing. Especially since you don't have a flute yet. There's the big key for Ice Palace. That opens up another chest.
I don't think we've seen any items from Ice Palace yet.
I don't know if I've seen any either. ETM takes out Blind. Gets his heart container. Worth noting that the runners are... 3 of the runners are at half of their full maximum health at this point. GFE getting his Passage to Mirror item.
And Dr. Amamine will be the first of our featured 4 to see what is needed to enter Turtle Rock.
Ooh, we have it. Bombos. He's gonna go in for the hint. Wouldn't it be hilarious if the hint says something about Kane Safari being in Hookshot Cave?
Well, at least it's nearby.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
And ice, baby, we have the flute. Make sure I never say that again. Also, the Swamp Palace Big Key requires the hammer.
Yeah, that's good to know.
So the final 3 chests will have items if I've counted everything correctly. Second item here in this big chest.
That's a fire shield.
And that's Tempered Sword and Super Bunny Cave. I had missed what the first chest was.
I didn't catch either, but that I think that gives us all of our sword. Yeah, he has a butter sword. All 4 of our locations. Here's our hammer picks check from ETM. I don't think we've seen this yet. This is just insignificant amounts of money. Elation doing a fairy drop in the, or fairy pickup in the Ice Palace. I didn't catch the first 2 chests in Hookshot Cave, but the last 2 weren't anything useful.
I don't think I saw anything useful in there, but Dr. Amamine is going to the Death Mountain Floating Island. That's where Half Magic was.
Yeah, Half Magic is one of those nice to have. You might as well get it if you have access to it. And you're not in go mode. He may want to check Spike Cave too, I'm wondering. He does have Cane of Burnham.
And, yes, Cracknose, Elajun does have the flute. And GFE now has the mirror.
So we have 1 Krakawai left for Alisoon. The Cold Stare is down. And what do we have on Cold Stare? It's just a heart container. Crystal number 3.
I guess it makes sense that a Cold Stare likes vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I know one of our commentators used to call it the Cold Stone Creamery. Or Cold Stare Creamery.
Not a bad idea. May have to consider borrowing that one. Dr. Emamine now with the mushroom and also going to check out the ether tablet. I believe this is the first time any of our runners have gone for it, and
Now, it's worth noting a quick little bug in this version of the randomizer. It's not currently possible for the tablets to hold any kind of progression just because of a bug in the way that they recognize, I think it's something to do with the swords. So ETM gets his mirror meanwhile. It is possible, however, for like any sword upgrades or shield upgrades, things like that to be there, but it just can't hold progression.
first item in Tower of Hera is another heart container. Our runners are starting to build up a lot of health.
Yeah, they're going to be very healthy by the end of the seed. 11 hearts for Dr. Admai and Nala soon, right? Hit tile. A piece of heart is in the hype cave. Thanks, game! We're going to the basement. Dr. Admai is thinking about it and decides to better go. It is a petted dungeon, so he wouldn't have been faulted if he chose not to, but while he's up here, he might as well, just in case.
Alright, Alas Soon, my apologies for getting it wrong this entire time, has unleashed their duck friend. GFE got the first chest in Eastern Palace. I had missed it, but ETM is about to give us the details.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on ETM.
Yeah. I'll try to watch the others. Second chest in Eastern Palace, compass. First one was map.
First. Yep.
I believe we saw King's Tomb earlier. I had missed what was in there, but we now have Meyer Shed on Alasun's side, where we have Piece of Heart and Full Heart.
Ugh. I think it was money in King's Tomb. What did you say, King's Tomb? I don't know if we saw King's Tomb yet.
I saw one of our runners leaving King's Tomb, but I just missed the chest. And also, according to chat, Bombos is needed for both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock to...
Oh, we missed the Misery Mire check, apparently. Big key in the third chest. We knew the big key had to be out here somewhere. In fact, that was the last place it could have been, except for the... That's another joke hint. But that's the last place that it could have been except for the vanilla big key chest, because this is the big chest that it opens. And nothing in there either. Spring Ball or Behind Ridley? I'm going to assume that's a Compromiser reference.
I believe it is, but I don't know if that was chat saying that or the hint saying that.
The hint.
Apparently, we are starting to have fun hints.
So, thanks, game, for telling us that the Tower of Hera big key that we need to get to this point in Tower of Hera requires fire in the Tower of Hera. We did not know that. We had no information. Thank you for telling us, game.
Just wow.
I think the developers are working on the hint system for the next version. I don't want to necessarily say anything because I don't know, but I heard that there was some discussion one day about the hint system getting reworked so that things like that didn't show up. I don't know if that's true or not, but it'll be nice if things like that can be rolled out. But they are funny when they happen, I will say that.
Unfortunately, while we were distracted by the hint system, we had missed the hint in Swamp Palace.
What was that hint?
I don't know. That's what I was... Chad, if you could help us out on that one, that would be great. In the meantime, Dr. Amamine is trying to deal with Moldorm for placing such a bad hint.
Moldorm doesn't want to help. He doesn't want to help at all. Meanwhile, GFE is going to get the only Light World Crystal now with his bow in hand. Dr. Amamine, meanwhile, but does not have that bow yet, but he does have a green pendant, which will be able to get another item at Sahasrara once he does have the bow and goes to Eastern Palace. That could be advantageous later.
And the hint was unique item in Hype Cave, aka Shovel, which led to Mirror, in which case no one would want to head into Swamp Palace until they basically have the ability to, drain the water, so I'm calling that useless hint.
Yeah, and they all have the mirror anyway, so, you know, thanks, game. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Quality hits. 10 out of 10. E-Team with another crystal, meanwhile, as I was just talking about from the... Actually, that was GFE who got it first, but ETM behind him in Eastern Palace getting the crystal.
And Spike Cave check for Dr. Amamine.
Bombs. Tasty blueberries.
I just realized, did any of our runners go into Spiral Cave yet?
Yes, one of them did. I didn't catch what was down there, though.
I'm not seeing chat react, so should be...
Nothing on the tracker that we would need to talk about there for that, so...
Yeah. Again, shoutouts to our trackers, and again, shoutouts to our runners as well for certainly giving us an interesting seed and story to tell here. ETM, Dr. Amamine, Alaysoon, and GFE12. Please give them a follow if you haven't already, along with my commentary partner, Cyclone.
And the links to those are in the chat for those who are interested to follow our runners, and also follow my co-commentator Wolfman 2000 as well. I keep doing that. I keep getting naming someone else.
There are a lot of wolves in this community. And speaking of animals, there's Kiki the monkey, who we wish was not involved. Stupid monkey that wants to take away our 110 rupees. Bah!
It's a free enterprise economy. Like, Kiki needs to buy some bananas, you know.
If we wanted bananas, we would be playing Link's Awakening Randomizer. Sale has plenty of them.
Or we could just play Donkey Kong Country. Anyway, ETM finding a key in the first chest of Swamp Palace. Alice, I didn't catch the first chest there, but we're getting the second chest at the back of Swamp Palace right now. It's just 20 bucks.
Left side Swamp Palace had nothing.
Dr. Amamine is about to get his bow. And there's another key in Palace of Darkness for ETM.
And yeah, without the big key, we're just going to press on farther. So this brings up, you know, that all-important question. Should you find the big key in one of the back four chests, when or if do you turn around to get the big
Ice
chest?
Rod.
Hello there, Ice Rod in Palace of Darkness.
A Hurricane is a Mimic Cave. Finally, that's our second useful hint. Purple chest and Mimic Cave. We don't have to check Mimic Cave today. But at this point, we probably won't be in the area of Mimic Cave until we're in go mode anyway, because the only thing we need is the Cane of Samaria, I believe, to know where everything we need is located.
Waterfall Cave had a piece of heart. I want to say... I did not see if the big key was picked up, but I'm suspecting we're going to get something on Argus that may point us in a direction. Blue mail inside Palace of Darkness.
Blue mail is a worthwhile pickup. It will provide, even though they are going to be very healthy to seed, it just assures that they're even more healthy, because now that basically turned their 10 hearts into 20 heart. You don't see it, but that's the effect that it does. Alisoon, meanwhile, is fighting the Calamari and his, what do I call them, puffballs? Argus and Argai. The Argai are what those enemies on the outside of Argus are called, and the Argus itself is our Calamari. What he's doing is using the hook shot to pull one of the puffs off and doing a spin slash to take it out. Master Sword would otherwise need 2 hits. The spin slash takes out in 1 shot. Some runners will gamble and try and take 2 at a time. Looks like he's doing 1 at a time, so it's taking a little bit longer. But all of them are gone. Now it's time just to fry the octopus. Oh, nice spin slash. Got 3 hits, I think, there. And, oh, beautiful second phase. Alistair is done with Argus, and the item is some bombs.
So then the big question was, I did not get a good look at what the underwater chests were. Maybe GFE will give us an idea. In the meantime, Dark Mace for ETM, there's the big key. Mothula down for Dr. Amamine.
And Mothula is now utterly dead for all 4 runners.
Just the way it should be.
Yeah, we don't want those bugs alive.
And another heart container in the big chest. The 2 underwater chests were Piece of Heart and Rupees. That means the... Wait a second, wasn't there a Swamp Key big chest hint? Because if there was, I think that's a 1-to-1 key.
I think the hint was for where the key was located, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the key's inaccessible, but it said we needed the hammer.
Basically, it's inside Swamp Palace, but because there's only 2 chests before the point where the hammer would be needed, anything beyond that point is said to need the hammer. So since it has to be a Swamp Palace, it's in there somewhere behind the spot where the hammer is needed.
But it's inaccessible, so I'm calling that
It's
a bad
probably
hint.
It's probably inside its own chest.
It is. It has to be. It's a bad hint.
But the theory is that if you were able to get it, it would require the hammer. So it's still a valid hint. It's just a useless hint.
So it's basically like every other hint in this game, useless.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Now that debate's out of the way, we're gonna see what Bumper Ledge. Ooh, that's Ether, but we don't need it. But that's where Ether is located. ETM does not know this yet and is going to pick it up. And I didn't even notice GFE also picked that up earlier.
I think a number of us saw that earlier. It may have been missed on comms, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, we didn't comment on it earlier, I don't think. Oh, you said you had an Ether sighting, but I didn't know what you were referring to earlier. Now I know.
It's okay. And, yes, future self, the Swamp Palace big key, it did lock itself. That is the nature of 1-to-1 key logic. I believe that was introduced in version 28 or 29?
One of those. And it's not just the big key. The small key can also lock itself. For example, if you're going through Palace of Darkness, you may be able to, or in Turtle Rock, like another good example, but there's the harmless hallway in Palace of Darkness, the Lava Island chest in Turtle Rock. These are good examples of chests that can be skipped if you can deduce that there is a key inside those chests. Turtle Rock is a hard one to deduce, but if there is a key in there, it is skippable because you would then have 4 keys to clear the dungeon anyway, and you would never have to get that chest.
Graveyard Ledge only had money. We are still looking for the Cane of Samaria.
ETM doing the King's Tomb. We're getting an eyesight now on this item. Yep, big 20.
Well, it looks like GFE wants to set their eyes on the Pyramid Fairy.
I actually do not mind this play. This is a good play, in my opinion. He has 5 dungeons left. It's still early enough in the season, and he had quick access to those 2 dungeons that he wants to rule out that in his case, the Ice Rod, the Lamp, he doesn't even have apparently, or the Chaos Mario are not here. We know the Lamp is obviously in Sahasrar's closet, and Ice Rod we found recently. It's just Chaos Mario we don't know. And Flute he doesn't know either. I'm gonna say the Canes here. I like this location, so I hope it's the Cane.
Meantime, Dr. Amamine has turned in the mushroom. Ooh, single green rupee and an additional 50, the witch also having 50 rupees.
Chaos Mario is still at large.
However, Etium is now heading into Ice Palace, and Dr. Amamine with the potion pickups, I suspect they are heading into Ice Palace as well.
ATM gets the spot to see and goes to the next room, and is going to make his way downstairs.
Now, regarding remaining locations, to my knowledge, we either have taken all the items from Palace of Darkness, or there's one left on Helmasar King. We know that the Lake Hylia Island item is the bug net. I'm not expecting our runners to get that. Sahasrara may have something for the green pendant. We may have to go to Checkerboard Cave. We may have to go to Bombo's Tablet, or we may have to actually go into Misery Mire. There are some folks in chat saying that one of the two items could be the cane in there.
We know it's not the Bombo's Tablet only because of the bug that I mentioned earlier. Any runner who's familiar with that bug will not check the Bombo's Tablet because they will know that it's not going to be there. But I would say that let's see what is left. I didn't do an item count in Palace Darkness either. That's a hard one to keep up with sometimes, unless you're playing it. So there could be an item on Helmasar King, which I'm surprised if Dr. Oh, it's a pendant. Maybe that does make sense. But if that's where it is, that'd be evil, because that's a pendant. Misery Mire is definitely possible. I have seen it in Misery Mire before, and when it shows up there, it's just like, oh, come on, you expected me to do that?
Okay, minor updates. Checkerboard Cave was checked, Big 20, and the Bombo's Tablet was actually checked. You'll have to explain the glitch to me off camera, because apparently I had missed the initial explanation. But that means it's either it was missed in Palace of Darkness, it's on Sahasrara, or it's in Misery Mire at this point. That's all that's left.
I actually want to say it's on Sahasrara only because the green pendant was very easily accessible, but I am more fearful that it could be Misery Mire. That would be that'd be the kind of evil you'd expect from a seed. Well, it's not Sahasrara, it's a piece of heart, so I'm going to go with probably Misery Mire at this point. Allison is also checking the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, Misery Mire, Kana Samaria is looking likely. Ranger Avoid, the mushroom was recently turned in by Dr. Amamine. Only 50 rupees. So again, either we missed something in Palace of Darkness, or it's in Mire.
Yeah, if it's not in Mire, then Helmasar King is the only other place I can think of that it would be. We've already seen Moldor, we've already seen Land Molus, and those have been fully cleared by other runners already, whereas not everyone has done them. What else is left? I think it's just Misery Mire and Helmasar King. And maybe the couple overworld locations we can't remember.
All other overworld locations have been checked. Spike Cave was already checked. Yep. There is a reason I try to track while I commentate. It's so I can keep up with all the stuff. I am effectively your eye in the sky. Just look for the moon, and there you go. I'm a Howlin'. Forget I ever said that. Anyway. So, just so it's clear, Spike Cave was checked, it had nothing important. Spiral Cave checked, it had nothing important. Lunchbox, aka Purple Chest, only had bombs. Bonk Cave had 300 rupees, I believe. And
it wasn't useful, whatever it was.
Yeah. And Cold Stare did not have a small key. Cold Stare had a heart container.
That's right. Here's the bottom of Paradox Cave that you missed earlier, by the way. There's that sword, and there's those sticks.
And thank you, the Bass Beast, for your support for the Speed Gaming family. We're doing what we can here. Oh, and you were right, that a hint tile in Eastern Palace was talking about the Super Metroid combo.
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw.
Alright, GFE now with the flute in hand. ETM has already picked it up.
Notice the ETM came from downstairs through the locked door going backwards. This actually saves the key going that way, and this is used in inverted mode to get through places like Turtle Rock without having to use the pendant to go in the front door. You can actually go through the dungeon backwards. So a little trick that can be used in certain locations so you can get to places without having to use keys, and then use those keys where you actually need them, save some otherwise unnecessary checks.
Or okay, I guess we had premature celebration, and now ETM can play music. Either that, or did we have accidental crowd control activated?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
You would actually have to pick crowd control as the seed type. I actually have seen that is the seed type, unlike the previous method that was done in. So, really cool that anyone can actually go to the ALTTPR.com and actually generate a crowd control seed and literally have theirs just interact with their stream. I've seen other runners do that who aren't even necessarily in our community. I've just seen them playing it for fun and having runners play with them in chat. Always fun when you see a Cuckoo Storm with one-hit KO.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be ready to try that yet, partially because, well, it's effectively expert/insanity difficulty with the ability to gain more stuff from chat. GFE proving to not need any additional items from chat. Cold Stare goes down for them.
And ETM is working on it as well. I don't think... Well, he is low on health, so he does have to be careful about the ice. But one eye is down, 2 eye is down, 3 eye is going down. There it is.
Alright, and the hookshot cave checks that you had missed were nothing important.
Yeah, I didn't think they were. So, I don't think... no, we still haven't had anyone fight Homosar King, so let's see who goes to Misery Mire next.
Yeah, it basically comes down to, did that big chest have the 5th item? And Aldera 9, the pedestal was checked, however, it had a rupee hoard. Heck yeah!
Heck yeah. I'm going to assume that when Active Doctor Online is going back into Palace of Darkness now, so maybe he's determined that it has to be on Homosar King or the big chest. I didn't catch whether he checked those 2 locations or not. I'm assuming I think I saw him in Dark Maze, so I'm assuming he did check the big chest. But that tells me that if he missed an item, it's on Homosar King. If not, and he's aware that, well, he just opened that last chest and he's now on the way back out. So yeah, I think he's decided he's... Oh, what is he doing? He does have chests associated.
That was ETM that went into Palace of Darkness earlier.
Okay, I'm getting my runners crossed now.
This scene has told interesting tales. Bad hints, impossible hints. Just... we're all getting mixed up right now. However...
Speaking of bad hints, don't forget, Tower of Hera Big Key is locked by fire in Tower of Hera. Hinted upstairs in Tower of Hera.
And Swamp Palace Big Key requires a hammer and Swamp Palace Big Key.
Quality hits, 10 out of 10. And I'll take this time to remind you that Swag Duck Airlines is now open for business. Please call 555-DUCK for all your transportation needs. This name number is not worth losing alcohol.
Do we at least get in-flight snacks?
No.
Dang it. Okay, so that is 2 items found on Dr. Amamine's side in Palace of Darkness. I know Big Chest was the 3rd item. If we see 2 other items, then that means it's in Mire.
I'm just thinking it's a Mire at this point. I'm not even counting on Palace of Darkness.
Admittedly, neither am I, but I'm just trying to make sure that I'm counting correctly. Actually, let's see. Big Key was there. 4th item was in the Dark Maze. I remember that because that was money. So then the question becomes, what about the other 4? The 4 that Dr. Amamine is going to approach right now.
Let's see here. That's a compass. That key locked itself. So, downstairs. He does have the lamp. We will get to see what all of our runners now have the lamp, actually. They've all been in Astral's closet. So we are going to see what is in these chests. That is just some more sticks, it looks like.
Then that
and
means...
that is a key.
That's 10 arrows. That's the 5th item. Halmasar has either the map or the compass.
We saw the compass, so it's likely the map.
Then that means we are... Assuming that I did see the Dark Maze chest and Big Chest correctly, we are going to Mire.
Well, here's Dark Maze now. We're going to get a reconfirmation of this. That's the big key.
Alright, I was right on that. Now, I thought the bottom right chest was money. Also, here's the Swamp Palace hint. Unique item in High Cave.
Thanks, game.
Alright. Big chest.
Heart container. That's your last item.
Folks, we have some type of vanilla in Misery Mire.
Either full vanilla or French vanilla.
So, place your bets now as to what you think it's going to be.
I'm just doing a count here. We have 3 keys, 3 dungeon items, including the big key, and 3 items. So that means we have chests from 1 to 9. We're not going to run any bot or anything, but take guesses from 1 to 9. What chest will be the Cane of Samaria? We think it's in there.
I think it's 1 to 7, actually.
Is it 7? Oh, wait. Oh, wait, you're right. Venturous wouldn't count. So 1 to... What's the... Why 1 to 7?
Because it's one of the 7 chests in order to get the cane to get the 8th item on Vitreous.
I did actually count Vitreous, but that's why I thought it was 9. Because there's 3 small keys, 3 dungeon items, and 3 regular items, right?
2.
Oh, 2. Okay, 1 to 7. You're right. And there's that beautiful hit for GFE. I think Alison just gave us a head check because he was just in the area. We did already know that it was a rupee horde.
So at this point, the lead is going to go to the first runner who goes into Mire.
At this point, I don't even know if we can say that because there's not that many dungeons remaining. Mire and Turtle Rock are really the only 2 dungeons remaining. The rest of the dungeons done, with the exception of Dr. Amamine, who has not done who's just doing Swamp Palace now, and same with Etium. Everything else is appendant, so that's really what we're down to. They all have to go to Mire next, I would think.
Yeah, it's Mire. Once we get the Cane of Samaria, we can finish up that dungeon as quickly as possible. Effectively, we are in go mode at that point. Yep. Turtle Rock we can go through quickly, and then hope the big key in Ganon's Tower is playing nice today.
And here's how I'm gonna say the lead ends up being developed as Alisoon now checks Batman and gets his arrow curse. The way it's gonna work is that all 4 runners are going to run out of places to check, and then all 4 runners will head to Misery Mire to look for the Canis Maria, which is where you don't want to look for the Canis Maria for obvious reasons. The reason I say they're all going to run out of locations to check is because exactly that. Therefore, it's going to be execution to some extent, because whoever runs out of locations to check first is going to be the first to Misery Mire and the first to find the Canis Maria.
Well, it looks like Alasoon is going to Palace of Darkness.
I can't fault that play at all.
GFE going through Tower of Hera. Etium taking on Argus. Dr. Amamine trying to catch up to Etium.
At this point, any runner who gambled on Mizumar early will be doing well in this seed.
GFE has just seen the nasty hint and is just like, ugh, forget it.
I don't know, I would have dropped a bomb on like him, Tyler, to be honest with you.
Fortunately, we had our other featured runners take care of that for us.
GFE takes down the worm, and he's going to find this is not what you were looking for. Will he just mirror out? He can, save some time. Nope, he collects the pendant. That is the first Sahasrara, so he might be thinking Sahasrara.
However, we know it's not. And, oh! Etium never went West Side Swamp Palace, but we know there's nothing in there. Dr. Amamine's checking West Side right now.
Again, we never had a hint for this, and I can't fault any runner making this play. I really can't.
Neither can I. And, Paul the Black, the green pendant was turned in. It had nothing important. I think just a piece of heart.
Yeah, I think it was a piece of heart. You're right. Here's that spiral cave that we didn't put eyes on earlier. I think it was just money, if I remember hearing that correctly. Nope, bombs.
It's effectively the same thing right now. Both stuff that we don't necessarily want or need.
Well, I want money. What do you mean we don't want money?
Because in-game, we don't really need any more money to get all the blue potions we need in case we struggle with Ganon.
That's why you want money. No, but many runners will not need that. You're right. It's absolutely nothing of importance here.
Now, fortunately for Alasoon's sake, Ice Rod was picked up. Palace of Darkness was a required visit, but that's the only real item of significance, and... Oh, okay, just warping to save some time there. I was kind of hoping, Sense to just go to Misery Mire, but not yet.
I think we're almost at the point. We're gonna probably see Misery Mire in about 2 or 3 minutes, I would say. We have to run out locations by now. And I'm not even referring to your tracker, I just mean the runners themselves.
Yeah, this is one of the advantages of, I guess, trying to watch 4 streams. You can see where everything was located. And now it's just a matter of the runners retracing each other's steps in order to form that same mental or digital map.
Soon they will know all we know. And they will know that the play is Swamp. Interestingly enough, Dr. Amamine apparently doesn't have the flute yet.
Dr. Amamine has not gone into Ice Palace yet.
Yeah, that's why. So one of our runners cannot go to Mire yet. He has probably been putting off Ice Palace. As I mentioned, some runners are prone to do. He probably was putting that off. So he'll have to do that, and then he'll pick up that phone and be like, oh no, it's Mire, isn't it?
And for those wondering about East Death Mountain, that has already been checked out to the best of our ability. It's not there.
It's clear. ETM is picking up a big red bomb, and he's going to do some demolition work with that big red bomb.
Oh, and I just realized Dr. Amamine has not even gone to Ice Rod Cave yet.
It's an easy oversight. The good news is the boots are not necessarily required. It's just nice to have unless something is boots locked, like the Desert Palace, which isn't really necessary in this seed, or Gan's Tower Big Key, or Lumberjack Ledge.
Now, fortunately, we've already seen 2 of the 3 offending spots, and boots are not required yet.
Correct.
There's only 1 spot left, and that's the Ganon's Tower Torch.
And I've seen that change the result of a race. It's dirty, it's disgusting, but it does happen.
I know, I think there were some 2v2 seeds that I've seen before where it was literally the torch that decided it.
You have to bring up the first seed I ever rolled for a race, huh?
Unintentionally so, but yes? Question mark?
That's exactly what race I was thinking about. Dead Rocks are having some fun with ETM right now. And getting assailed by the Cabbages. He's not having a good track on Death Mountain right now. Atlas Dude looks like he's taking the catfish trip here. ETM now going to Dark Death Mountain. GFE still wandering Palace of Darkness, getting his heart container in Mimic Cave hit, which is going to be useless by the time he gets there, because he'll have to have the King of Samaria to get there. That's going to most likely be the go mode item. And that grab mine is going to Ice Palace.
Ooh, Dr. Amamine is going to be pleased with this, or maybe frustrated. Flute's in here, may eventually flute to Ice Rod Cave, then get the boots, then hopefully be more relieved than frustrated at that point.
First time in Super Buddy Cave with some sticks, by the way, with that sword. And yeah, I would say that Dr. Amamine's going to have a chilly reception to that flute when he realizes he's going to have to use that right away. Gotta go looking for the thing he's been looking for.
Cyclone, I wonder if your reaction is a little cold there.
Maybe.
Alright.
Taking care of King Zora and getting his, not even gonna grace 300 with the pickup. Nope, don't need this.
Alright, enough with the, ice puns. We are not Mr. Freeze. GFE is about to get the last items in Palace of Darkness. There's nothing there. ETM,
Takes a dirt nap, but gets the ferry.
I'm suspecting they're trying to head over to Spike Cave, but there was nothing of importance there.
We're still waiting to see who makes the Misery Mire play here. That will be decisive, I think. I keep in mind we still have some 24 or 25 other runners in this race who we are not seeing on the restream. And any of them may already have the item in Misery Mire. In fact, this is the reason we don't even play the big key guessing game using the bot in the daily races, because if we did, there'd be a possibility that some people could see where the key is before making their guess, obviously. So we don't know how any of these non-restream runners are doing. Any of them could be ahead of this. few of them could even be way behind, even further behind. So we'll see where these guys place up when we get to the point that we start having some finishes.
And, Omga, the reason that we know that Samaria's in Misery Mire is because we have cleared every other location out amongst our featured 4. It has to be Mire.
I'm going to say it's in the big chest.
That would be evil and rude.
It would be. That's why I think it's going to be there. But the God Mire right now would be Kaya Samaria and then Big Key, right? One after another. If they get that, that's a God Mire.
Oh no, Etium never got the hint about the purple chest.
Yeah, I don't remember him getting that hint.
And the sad part is, it was an Ice Palace.
Oh, he never checked the... Oh, no. Well, it's only about a half a minute or so time loss now that he has the food, so it's not as bad as it could have been. But still, it is a bit of a time loss. Enjoy your bombs, sir.
Wait, that's a flute to 6.
Hey, Misery Mire! Ladies and gentlemen, get your final guesses in chat for the Misery Mire Kena Samaria guessing game, which we will probably only play tonight, never again. 1 to 7, and we're going to find out soon where it is.
I'm not even going to guess on this one. Oh, look, GFE is also approaching. So depending on routing and overall skill, we may have a lead change.
It's not a lead chain. It's not a lead until we find the cane at this point, I would say, and the big key. Uchi is probably gnashing or gritting his teeth a little bit right now, knowing what's going on here.
I would too.
Yeah, me too. I'm not gonna lie, I would too. It's absolutely disgusting.
Alright, are we going to have proper praise for this place, or are we going to curse it? What is in this first chest of mire? Inside...
Kena Samaria!
Well, that makes things easy. At the 1 hour, 31 minute, 40 some odd seconds, I'm gonna borrow something from another commentator. If you would check your watches, clocks, or other timekeeping devices, you will see that we have now entered Go Mode time.
It's okay, I borrow things from him too. Anyway, now we just have to find the big key, and we can make our way to the back of the dungeon. So we still have to check all the chests until we find that big key.
Well, at least it's now down to 6.
Yep. And I'm not going to borrow the other thing that Chad is borrowing from a different commentator, where they make... what's the term I want to use? Very, very vocal throat noises while talking excitedly about a red stick.
No one ever said sports commentary was easy. Dr. MME now with the flute. And oh boy, we may have a French vanilla... We may actually have a pure vanilla big key.
It's possible.
It's definitely fire-locked at this rate. So it's... Ooh, tiles are choosing to cause... Oh no, E-Team's out of magic, has to duck down a bit.
That's awful. There's the magic. And the lamps are all out, start over.
And, oh... Alaysoon is now heading into Mire themselves. And
Oh my gosh, this is all big key.
oh, that means worst case we had to deal with. I mean, absolute worst case would have been 3 cutscene checks. Most will have 1 or 2 in this seed, and we're dealing with the longest one right now. Both ETM and GFE are in the same area.
This is a race, guys. This is a race, everybody. They're only about, he missed the last... Oh, he's out of magic again!
No, he's not. Still has the
He got the
lantern.
flute. Okay, he got the lantern. Good, he got the lantern.
And we don't even know what's going to be on that hint tile up above. We're not going to care. Whee!
We don't care at this point. We know this is a big key, and we know everyone that their 2 runners are in go mode. I mean, at this point, all it's going to be is something like the bug catching net is in plain sight.
Who knows anymore? Who knows? Oh, and apparently what had happened on ETM's side, a Wizrobe was actually getting into play. I mean, this isn't...
Oh, darn you, Wizrobe.
This is not Zelda 1 randomizer. That's where you curse the Wizrobes. Here you're supposed to curse Moldorm.
Getting a measure of how far behind ETM is of GFE right now, it's about 11 seconds. Alysoon is going to be getting his cane if he hasn't already. I think he has, actually, because he just checked that chest. So Alysoon is now in go mode.
And did I just see GFE perform some sort of glitch to not need to bomb in there or something?
I forget the name of it, but there is a glitch that does let you get through there. It was a recently newly discovered glitch. So yeah, that does exist.
Then that means GFE has actually increased their lead over ETM. Already taking on Vitreous, Silver Arrows makes this a near joke. And all that for the map. The final item of Misery Mire is going to be left in that big chest for all eternity.
Yeah, it was just mushroom. Probably just a mushroom anyway.
It can't be the mushroom. That was found on Spectacle Rock.
Oh, I didn't even remember that. Okay, my bad. Oh, Doc Grabbamine actually has that. Okay.
And oh, Dr. Hamamine finally gets the bombs and or gets the boots and leaves a bomb in exchange. This... We have got an interesting seed. That is for sure.
This will definitely make for some good interview material.
ETM frustrated, heading over to Witch's Hut to stock up. Not necessarily a bad idea, but GFE will just build on that lead a little more. And Dr. Amamine just finished up Mire Shed, and oh no, they are going into desert. They're not going into Mire yet. Wait, changing their mind, changing their mind.
He's thinking. He's going to
Checkerboard Cave.
Dr. Amamine is running, executing. Performing cave check. Critical fail.
Big key and Turtle Rock in the first chest inside, so we just need enough small keys and hopefully we can skip the lava chest.
Okay, he's checking the ledge right now. That's where he's going next. No, he's going in a desert. Of course he's not going to check Meyer. He wants to rule out everything else first.
No one wants to deal with Meyer.
No.
But deal with it we shall. One small key found. I am concerned that... It's either going to be a one-to-one key on the lava chest, or maybe an item, but either way, I am... It's going to depend on what's in the chomp room, I think.
A quick analysis on why the runners don't want to go to Meyer right to look for the cane as well. The logic behind that is that if you have ever heard the term God Meyer, a God Meyer is defined as finding the big key in the first chest you check, which is usually the one on the bridge. And if you happen to get the God Meyer, then you don't have to check another single chest in there. So runners are all going with the odds that it's a low density dungeon in terms of items. Only 2 items. I thought it was 3, so you corrected me on 2. 2 items. Also, if they were to find the big key, they're otherwise spending time looking through all the other chests after finding the big key, and where the cane could be somewhere else, and they just have to come back later anyway. So that's why the runners don't want to go to Misery Mire to look for the cane. They expect it's going to be somewhere outside, most likely.
Alright, GFE has just taken the small key, going to leave the lava chest alone. As long as we get another small key before Laser Bridge, then, you know, we're all good. Otherwise, we're gonna have to either do some fancy dodging or some mundane dodging with Cane or Cape. Now, fortunately, we know we do not need Mimic Cave.
Yeah, and even at this point, because the runners are in go mode, they know that Mimic Cave cannot hold a key for Turtle Rock, so they wouldn't even be looking in Mimic Cave now anyway, even if they were still looking for a key.
Oh, Turtle Rock, you are rude today. Single arrow in the big chest.
Had to be somewhere. We've seen everything else.
And oh, there was a small key in the rolling pin. We can avoid Laser Bridge.
Let's see if GFE remembers that. I'm sure he will, but let's see if he does. Takes the hit from the fire bar. Heads down, takes a left, and he is avoiding Laser Bridge like you said. So straight to Tridex, and get your... Don't make the guesses yet, but we will be getting some guesses ready in chat in a moment. No bot running though, so stand by for that. As GFP is on his way to the lowest floor, basement 3 being the lowest floor, ironically enough, and he is about to face off against a giant 3-headed turtle.
Dr. Amamine, meanwhile, is going to receive the Gift of Arrows, which is not necessarily a gift that one wants right now.
So GFE is using magic on each of the heads. He had to use the Ice Rod on the Fire Head, the Fire Rod on the Ice Head. He managed to take the heads out very, very quickly, a lot clearer than I would ever do it, to be honest with you. And he took the turtle out very quickly, too, so that was a pretty good fight. So no bot, like I said, but ladies and gentlemen, get your big key guesses in chat for the Gans Tower big key guesses game 1 to 22. 22 possible locations, including the torch. Among those locations, Wolfman, where do you think that big key will be today?
Lately, I've been saying 10. Oh, ETM has I don't know if that's a frustration slash or celebration slash. I'm gonna say number 10.
Well, I always say it's 11 because, well, always.
So, assuming traditional stats, traditional strategies, we may be focusing on the same room, rando.
Yeah, we're probably looking at rando room, but a lot of runners tend to do a full right now, so it tends to screw with the rando room thinking. Of course, it was 11 in the race earlier today. Thank you for pointing that out, Frank on a bun. That means it won't be 11 today. Oh well.
Alright, GFE is the first into Ganon's tower. Stop your guesses now.
All further guesses are now invalid and will be destroyed.
Alright, first is Blue Rupee on the torch, so Bob will live.
Seems to be going... I wonder if this is a Dark Magician strat, because most runners do check those two chests on the right first. So I think he's going Dark Magician.
Sure, screw with the counting system even more.
Yeah, why not?
2 money, 3 bombs. Watch out for sword swings here. 4 small key. 5 also small key. And yeah, that's Dark Magician figuring out.
Though it's not going to be where I expect it to be, so my guess will now be an 18 or... No, I'm kidding.
Chest 6, 10 arrows. Chest 7, piece of heart. Preparing to go right.
Why you do this, GFE? Why you do this to me? Skipping tower room as per usual.
E-Team has taken out Trinex. Alaysoon is about to do the same.
And I can now confirm that we just had a finisher. Salty Fry has finished in first place with a time of 1:45:37. Get your GGs in chat for Salty Fry.
That is insane. 8, heart container. 9, that's where the mirror shield was. 10, rupee. 11.
Oh my
God! It was 11!
So it was 11 after all.
Oh my.
We take... To quote someone I have followed for 3 years, we take those.
Just... Wow. Everything about this scene is bonkers. But GFE wants to be done with the bonkers or bonk sanity or whatever. Taking out the mimics. Nice shots. And someone who has also said enough with this scene. BBB Kermit, second place, 1 hour 46:28.
And we have to call out a winner in the chat as well. We had the Bass Beast, we had Mr. Harvey both calling number 11 in the chat. I think there were a couple others. I'm not going to name them all out here. But, hey, we won. Good job, guys.
And E-Team is also doing Dark Magician strategies. They will get their big key very soon. And so is Alaysoon.
What is with the Dark Magician today?
That is 3 for 3 Dark Magician, and it's paying off.
And in this case, it worked out because there was no small key on this side. So they would have checked these 2 chests. They would have had to go to the left. So by going left first in this case, they got the key they needed to go right. And E-Team gets a number 11 as well.
Almost everyone is going to get it on 11 based off of these patterns. Dr. Emmett finally entering Mire. GFE through the worst of the gauntlet. And 2 more finishers have come in. Dragon Strike 1988, third place, 147.43. Matt 78.98 in fourth, 148.04.
Yep, you just beat me to those. I was checking those too. And Matt just joined us in the chat as well. I see the Kermit also joining us in the chat. Salty Fry is here too. So they're all joining in to see how the on-stream runners finish as well. Good GG to all of you.
Alright, GFE is in the final 2 quad torch rooms. Low on magic, but fortunately there's a refill right here. Alright, Helmasaur rooms. Helmasaur room chests. We don't need them. Bye-bye.
Yep, we don't need more chests. We got everything we need. Silver arrows, butter sword, except for 1 tempered.
Even tempered's a good thing to have for the final fight against Ganon, so no complaints there. But will Moldorm cause some problems? And will we potentially raid their last possessions?
At this point, someone may do it just to show us what's in the chest, but other than that, no, I don't think there's any reason to go grab that item.
There is technically one valid reason to do so. If you're very low on health, grab the chest so that in case you die, you at least don't have to fight Moldorm again. But GFE is a brine cave... Sorry, let me try that again. GFE is a brave, kind Hylian, just going for Aga 2 right now.
I can now confirm a 5th finisher, Chloe Prower, has finished in 5th place with a time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 2 seconds. Get your GG in chat there. And at this point, I will hold any further finishes until we have GFE finished, so we'll confirm any other finishers around when he finishes.
Alright. Dr. Amamine has to be very careful, low on health, even with Blue Male. This is a dangerous situation with the Wizrobes. Struggling a little with the Fire Rod glitch. In the meantime, it is time to see what Ganon's words of wisdom are for today. They are...
Let's see. If you were a burrito, what kind of burrito would you be? Me, I fancy I would be a spicy something burrito. Hashtag, what kind of burrito are you?
Barracuda burrito. And, oh no, Doctor, I missed the torch and has to relight them.
He's good on magic, though. He might be going with the lamp strat this time just to avoid... Oh, the Wizrobes are still down here. Ooh, that's ugly.
Wizrobes infinitely respawn in these 2 rooms from what I've been able to tell.
Interesting.
Alright, Dr. Amamine has it. And GFE is dealing with Phase 3 of Ganon right now. Etium has taken out Moldorm 2. Will Etium be kind or cruel to Moldorm's remains? Kind. And oh no! GFE had a Ganon fall!
Oh no! Well, that escalated things on the restream quickly. That's going to tighten things up just a little bit.
GFE still has time to get back in before Etium or Alaysoon can take out Aga 2.
While we watch these Aga 2 fights, quick question in chat. Which dungeon serves the best burrito? I'm going to go with Swamp Palace because, you know, the calamari is just fantastic.
Whichever dungeon best represents tofu, I choose that.
So we are on the Ganon fight for a second runner now.
And third.
And third coming up. Best Rose just changed the music over though. There we go.
Alright, 4 silver arrow hits is all we need. No torch glitch this time, but may not be necessary. Just has to stay on.
Yep, stay on there. And we have a finished Ganon fight. While we have a celebration, quick note, Edgeworth finished in 6th place with a time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 33 seconds. GFE should be most likely next across the line here. And GFE finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 32 seconds. Get your GGs in chat, and we will see if he wishes to join us to chat about this scene.
In the meantime, Alasun has had a overall faster Ganon fight than Etium, so we may have... This one's very close.
Yeah, this could be a close one on the left right now. Brewers fan finished in 8th place with a time of 1:54.01, sniping D Demolisher 1:54.56 in 9th place.
Ooh, looks like Alasun has taken out Ganon, just has to cross the bridge, and Alasun, 10th place, 1 hour, 55...
Hold on a second. Let's get both at once here, because ETM is just crossing the line right now. Okay. Both times. 1:54... sorry, you go ahead with the times you had.
1:55.28 for Alasun. ETM had 1:55.44. 16 seconds difference.
That was 10th and 11th place. And we may have an issue with invites going out to the runner, so I'll see if we can get him in here in a moment here. May take a moment.
In the meantime, Dr. Amamine has taken out Misery Meyer and is heading to Turtle Rock right now. And future self, unfortunately, fast forwarding through credits does not mean a win in that case here.
Nice try.
So, shall we also see if Etium and Alasun want to get in?
Yeah, I just concluded that since we're having technical issues, so I had to go and send the invites manually. So I just sent all 3 invites. We should be getting them all in here shortly if they wish to join.
Well, I think all 3 are ready, so how about we bring them in?
Yep, I'm just getting them to confirm and come in. Okay, our first of our runners, and now all 3 have joined. We are joined by Alasun, we are joined by GFE, we are joined by ETM. GG to all 3 of you today.
Hey, GG.
Hey, GG guys. Thanks.
GG. We ended up pretty clustered there. Oh, I first saw
Yep.
my timer.
Yeah, I
we,
forgot mine for a bit too.
Yeah, you all had a pretty close and clustered there. You noticed that GFE took a Ganon fall, and that tightened the race on the restream runners. We had all 3 of you, I think, or at least one of you at the very end of the fight, but all 3 of you were generally on the Ganon fight around the same time.
Did everybody not last location Kane?
Sorry?
Did anybody not last location Kane?
I think everyone did at last location.
I never did Hera, but other than that, pretty much.
Oh, let me tell you, you missed some great stuff.
Oh,
You're in a
yes.
hard piece.
Right?
It was the most quality hint you'll ever see in Tower Era.
Yeah, I'm almost glad that I found, because otherwise I would have dipped T-Rock.
Since
Yep.
you didn't see it, we'll tell you what the hint was. And Wolfman and I both had quite a chuckle at it, as did our chat. We got to the hint tile before the big chest, and it said, "The Tower of Hera big key is locked by fire in Tower of Hera."
Quality hit.
Quality.
One of the best ones. Not the best one. My favorite remains Ether requires the boots in Desert Palace with Ether on the column right there.
Oh, I've seen even better than that. I've seen the boots requires 3 pendants, and meanwhile, the boots requires 3 pendants. And there's a big key sitting on the desert torch right at the same time.
If we want to talk about crazy hints, though, I think all of you ended up seeing at one point or another a hint that was impossible to resolve. Swamp Palace Big Key requires the hammer, but Swamp Palace Big Key was in the big chest.
That definitely gave me a pause for a second. Wait a minute, where was this? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
guess we don't need it.
Were there any useful hints other than purple chest hint?
No.
Well,
I
we
don't
thought the Mimic Cave hint might be useful at first, but then we realized, wait, King of Samaria is going to be the Gobo item because they're all going to last location in Disney Mire. That's a useless hint too.
Wait, where was the purple chest hint? I never got that.
That was the only one, yeah.
Eastern Pod?
Ice Palace, it was, I want
yeah,
to
yeah.
say,
It
Yeah.
was
the
the
tall
Nice
room.
Palace.
Oh, it must have been a tall icy room because I never got that hint.
But I really... The worst sequence for the seed, I think, was actually if you dip into Mire and find your cane, but don't have Ice Rod already,
Yeah.
at which point you get to go on a spectacular scavenger hunt.
Yeah, that's always such a tough situation. Like, do I go into pod or do I just go to Turtle Rock?
Yeah, for sure. Out of curiosity, did the magician route matter at all on the restream?
I didn't.
All 3 of you did the Magician route.
I
We were wondering what was going on. We wondered if it was a special occasion like his birthday or something that you were all celebrating. You were all just doing the Magician route. It was like, what's going on here?
I usually do the
I would
magician
say,
route.
I think most people have kind of standardized on it because it's the safest route you can do. Like, it protects against, you want to go full right side, but there's no small key and hope room. It protects against some really annoying stuff with Stalfus room, and it also lets you get in a position where you can mirror out of Stalfus room without having to kill the Stalfus.
Yeah, the only time I ever feel bad about it is when Big Key ends up being in the double fire bar room.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid route. Otherwise, I held out for a while.
Maybe I'll eventually standardize it myself. I am still right side 2 checks, usually left side as well, but I can handle the mini stall children room without a problem, so I just stick full left. Though
Whoop.
this seed has probably taught me to not do that.
My personal favorite route now, and this is just based on watching other runners and theorizing why runners do the kind of routes they do. Because you would be going 5 chests on the left and then going back to the right side, typically I tend to like doing I like the runners who try to do the full right side first, because that's only 4 chests over there. It takes less time to do everything on the left side, or you lose the least time trying to do everything on the left side. But is there some actual time savings doing the Dark Magician route, though, and skipping Rando room?
It's less that it's the time savings, and it's more, I think, when you match it up against other very popular routes. There's no direction you go where it's super terrible in comparison. Like, if you look at the route that Wolfman was talking about, where you go to Hope Room and then go straight left, he would have gotten the big key in, what, I think 21.
Right.
Whereas I think those of us on Dark Magician did it in, 10, I'm going to say?
11.
11.
11 if you count the pillar.
The pillar, I used to always argue about that from when I was fairly new to watching these, but because it's seen what it is, it's considered a count, and that's why it's always counted.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of why a lot of people have really gravitated towards that route.
The only reason...
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I would say if I'm trying to metagame what I'm playing and I'm like, oh, I'm against someone a lot better than me, and so I need to shoot for a very quick or high variance route, I'll probably do something else.
By the way, Dr. Amine is also going Dark Magician.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna say though, the reason that it does work out is like in this case, these two chests on the right side did not have a key. You would have been forced to go left anyway if you wanted to continue to the right. So in this case, the old convention was I believe, to check these two chests, then do a full left, which is what a lot of runners will still. I think especially a lot of new runners will still do, because it's easier to just go through the whole set in one go and then come back to the side rather than crossing paths. I've always thought if the key is over here, it saves a lot of time just getting those 4 chests out of the way, and that's the reason I like that, doing the full right before going left. In this case, it would have worked out for me because it would have been number 7. But that's just how I like to do it, because I feel there's less time lost getting to all the left side chests than there would be getting to the right side chests after doing the full left. That's my logic behind that.
Oh, so this is probably the one situation where Dark Magician really gains a lot of time on any other route. Like, it was effectively
it does.
in this GT.
In this GT, it was absolutely optimal. By the way, Dr. Amine also did the tower room. Small key in there.
Who else got baited in the desert right off the bat?
Right here, for sure.
So close to getting baited to desert, but I got the boots, and so I went up to do Bonk Rocks and check Lumberjack, and I zoomed right past Bonk Rocks and kind of paused for a second. I'm like, I'm an idiot, what am I doing? And I'm like, well, I'm just gonna make the best of this, and so I decided to go to Death Mountain and got my hammer.
Oh.
Yeah,
Now-
after getting that powder off Landmo, I was like, this better be something. And then I go up the mountain and get the hammer. And for, what, 10 arrows, I think?
I was so sure there was something a magic bat. It was just like, I had to do a double take.
Strong hit from the seed.
Yeah, that was a strong hit.
We got gifted everything we needed to do an early desert, and a bunch of stuff that wasn't particularly useful elsewhere, and it was just a...
After that, I just went and checked PED, because I'm like, come on, this has got to be for something.
I checked PED later on specifically because I looked at this, I'm like, I have a really early access to every single pendant here. I think it was actually, so when I went to do Death Mountain, I didn't have the lamp because I had skipped scenario. And so specifically, I was assuming that the lamp was a desert power. And that's what the intended sequence was. And then I popped into Central after finally doing it, and I'm like, oh, I was wrong.
I don't know if you guys have watched the research. I was going to comment on something there, but what is Dr. Amine doing right now?
That's exactly what I was about to wonder myself, Cyclone. Dr. Amine already picked up the big key on count 10, by the way, so I would have been right on that one. But apparently, I'm guessing wants either the 4th bottle or the red mail.
My guess is he doesn't.
He should know he has the big key.
I mean, obviously he did get it, but that's the most reasonable reason for continuing this.
He clearly does not. I would say he doesn't realize he has it. That's the only possible explanation.
He's taking intentional damage as well. I think he sees that he has it.
What would we be looking for?
Either bottle red mail may be a hard piece to fill up on health? I don't know. Did his chat choose to challenge him to get all of the GT items or something?
I don't know. Unless he's looking for red mail, I have no idea.
Oh, I got red.
There's the
mail.
bottle. He has
I
the
don't remember
bottle.
where.
He has the 4th bottle. If he wanted the bottle, he's done. Nope, he's continuing. What is he doing?
Oh, wait, GFE, where was the other mail?
Yeah, I don't even remember. I just know I picked it up. Did you get the one on the tablet?
It
If
might
it
have been
was
a
on the tablet, that's Bombos.
Yeah, there was one on Bombo's tablet.
Yeah, that's probably it then, because I was talking about, and I know you want to know a little more about yourself later, Wolfman, but I was mentioning on the broadcast there's that bug where progression can't be on the tablets right now, so mail can be on a tablet. It's not a progression item, so it would work for that.
Yeah, at that point, after I finished Swamp, I still had Master Sword, so I was hoping for some kind of upgrade.
Oh, and Dr. M, I mean, I don't know if that was intentional or not anymore, but...
We don't know at this point. We're clueless.
And,
I don't know how to treat that.
oh, and because the death happened, the bomb just disappeared. That's... Didn't know that was a thing.
Good thing that wasn't his only bomb.
He got 10 more, anyway.
Well, was I the first one to go in the pod for the ice rod? Because I went in there pretty early.
I believe so.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I'm guessing I was probably the last one to go up the mountain.
Okay, I have a new hypothesis for what Dr. M-Mine is doing. He may not know the bug net is on Helia Island, and he may be looking for the bug net.
Or I think he just realized, oh, have the big key now.
Oh, wait,
I don't
I
know
do.
Yeah.
anymore.
There
that
it
must
is.
be it.
Yeah, there were some rage slashes. That
Yeah,
might have been it.
I don't think it was the bug net, because if he was trying to go for completion or something like that, he didn't pick up Ether from Bumper Cave.
Well, the reason I say that is because he actually said something early, like right before the race in the chat, apologizing in advance for keeping us for too long. He said that at the start of the broadcast. First thing I saw when I popped out the chat was that. And so I thought, when I suggested the hypothesis, I thought maybe he's just not comfortable yet doing GT or something like that. Maybe he just thinks he's not that good at the game yet, and therefore he might have been looking for the fairy to get some extra help in the Ganon fight in case he takes a couple falls. That's why I was thinking that.
Yeah, it seems more like he actually just didn't realize he had the big key.
We all have to start somewhere, but I trust that the doctor will gain some more experience, and who knows, we should see even better times on future races to come.
And that's how anything works, not just Rando. I was about to say Rando, but it works with anything else too. If you want to start running Vanilla Link to the Past, if you want to start running Legend of Zelda, regular Legend of Zelda, if you want to run a Mario game, your first run is not going to be a world record. There's no way it's going to be a world record unless you're the first person to record a run for a game that just came out. That's the only way. Otherwise, it's not going to be a world record. You're going to have a bad time. You're going to have to get better. And who knows, if you're really good at it, someday you may get the world record.
Unless, of course, we're talking some games where apparently leaderboards are frozen for a week or two so that we can actually enjoy the game when it first comes out, but that's going into semantics.
Yeah, we won't talk about semantics.
Ooh, BMOs are causing problems in the
Yeah,
gauntlet.
Dr. M-Mine is having a hard time with BMOs on conveyor belts. So now he just has to deal with BMOs on ice. Dr. M-Mine proving what I said jokingly about other runners going through that room time and time again is that those are some of the most difficult rooms in the game.
But the doctor does have presence of mind. Note the arrow count, only 7. Choosing to use the fire rod instead right now.
Good choice. We'll have to get a magic jar on the way up, but there should be one right in here, so you should be fine. All small magic.
It should still be enough when you can use the lantern for the torches in the first room.
Yeah, and there's some magic in that room as well, so kind of a hint.
Yeah, Alesun, Etium, and GFE, I'm guessing you're all at least relieved that this seed is done, and you probably want to curse Meyer from here until the next seed, I'm guessing.
I mean, I don't know, looking back, it's hard to evaluate this in retrospect, because I can definitely understand the reasoning why you want to die fire right when you're there anyway, the first time. I mean, you're looking for one item, and you're looking for, I mean, it's a very, very low risk. It costs you probably a couple of minutes to check the stuff in Mire, and the reward is pretty astronomical if you find it in there. But it's hard to understand if I'm evaluating it that way because I know it was the right call in this scene, or just because it actually is a good play.
Yeah, I actually took that same gamble twice in the group rounds of the fall tourney. Much won because of it, but in this seed, a lot already, and still had the whole mountain open, so I didn't take that chance.
I'm just glad I went into pod when I did, because otherwise it might have been a nasty ice road hunt. Although I probably would have went to pod before my... I was almost considering going into Mire, and then I just went and did a bunch of overworld checks first.
A couple of those locations were such that if you had not gone to any of those dungeons at an earlier point, you would have obviously had to look around for that, whatever that item was. There were the items were fairly spread out in this seed, I think. So you did have to go to multiple places to get things.
Getting that
even if
purple chest would have been helpful, because I isolated that and ended up going back to do it before mine.
There was a hint for that too. It was that.
Yeah, I think it was the one hint in Ice Palace that I didn't get.
I'm actually surprised at the winning time in this seed. Because this is one of those seeds that if you happen to go completely opposite,
Yeah.
when you're in the bigger races, somebody is going. I
guess
think
the
it's
thing-
not even outlandish to do the plays to at this seed, but pretty much nobody did. It's kind of surprising.
It would have been extremely difficult to do this optimally, because there were so many different baits. Like there was that desert bait, and there was just.
Is there
And then
anything
you
in
also had to
swamp
go
at
into
all?
pod. Sorry?
In swamp at all? Because I got baited there.
I saw nothing worthwhile in Swamp Palace based off of my item tracking.
I'm always fearful whenever I see early Swamp Palace items that Swamp Palace will be needed. By the way, Dr. Ammind is in his Ganon fight now. But yeah, I'm always worried about Swamp Palace whenever I see the flippers very early in the seed. Whenever I see a hammer, which showed up on Death Mountain, so it was out of logic until we went to Sastral's Closet, because someone did that out of logic the first time we saw it. So when I see things like that, I'm like, oh no.
That swamp was pretty. I was really surprised that swamp had nothing. It was just garbage.
Yeah, I've seen a much quicker welcome pack than the one that we had in this seed. I've seen it sub 10, all 4 items sub 10, and Swamp Palace was a bust. I was in shock when I saw that.
Also, if the next standard seed I play is another Ganon Burma seed, I'm literally just swearing off standard for another month. I'm at 3 in a row, and Native Burna Escape is awful.
I least you had the boomerang
Okay.
this time.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second here. Dr. Adamine is finishing. While Dr. Adamine is finishing, I'll line out some other finishers. Not going to go all the times. Chris ZZ, Hayfield Bay, 1 Up 40, Hatch 78, Old Man Sunshine, all finished. AK Drizzt finished. 5-4 finished. Those two in the opposite order. And Edump finished. And now I can confirm Dr. Adamine finished in 20th place with a time of 2:18:47. Get your GGs in chat. We'll see if you wish to join us.
Yeah, nice triple at the end there.
Yeah, that was a solid one. I pretty much don't think I've ever actually pulled off a triple.
It's very rare, that's for sure.
So you need to be basically perfectly timed to do it.
Yeah, doubles are easier for me. Triples, you have to be practically perfect, and isn't it possible to get a quad? I could have sworn I've seen that happen once.
I think it is possible.
I've never actually seen it. I didn't think there was enough room for a quad.
Hello.
I think it happened in the spring tournament last year.
I'd want a clip of that. Oh my.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, I think
Yep.
we have another visitor here.
Yes, the doctor is in. GG.
Yes. Thank you. At least one thing went well in that seed.
Yeah, that was a good Ganon fight.
So did everybody else pretty much hundo it as well, or was I the only one on the restreams? It looks like everybody finished just before 2.
My tracker is completely empty except for Aghanim and Helmasaur.
Yep.
The chest counts are all over the place on this. We had, like, ETM had 153, Alazun had 161, GFE had 171. We have no idea yet what yours is, Dr. Adamine, but we saw that you...
190 something.
There is one thing there is one thing we do... Sorry, one thing we do have to ask you, though. What happened in GT?
I have no idea where I picked... Where was the big key? Because I didn't realize I picked it up.
It was top left behind the torch room.
It was Thomas' room on the right side.
Okay. I don't know how I missed that I grabbed it.
All 4 of us pulled the Dark Magician route and pulled the key then.
Yeah, I went through and I cleared everything out, expecting that it was going to be in behind Armos. And when I opened that last chest, I was like, wait a minute. Pulled up my menu and saw that I already grabbed it. So that could have knocked 5 minutes off my time, but...
Yeah, we were speculating on what you were looking for, and then we figured, he just forgot he had the big key.
Yeah, I missed it.
I thought you might be going for the net because I had seen what you said at the start of the race in the chat, and I immediately thought, did he not see the net is on Helia Island? If that's the case, maybe if he didn't know that's what he's looking for. Like, we couldn't figure it out. It was either that or you forgot the big key.
Yeah, I forgot the big key. I was gonna, if the big key was behind Armos, I was gonna go and open up the big chest just to open up the big chest, but I figured by then I'd wasted enough time, so just on to Ganon.
Also, what were your thoughts on some of the hints throughout this seed, Doctor?
I was thinking, like, I don't know, an hour in, boots are going to be in Ice Rod Cave. Everybody else will have gotten them 5 minutes into the game. And I've been sitting here doing everything bootsless for an hour and a half. And then I get to the hint in Ice Palace that says there's a unique item in a cold place.
Oh, wait, I didn't even see that hint.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I think it was the second hint in Ice Palace.
Yes, the Stalfos room.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, that one kind of made me a little angry.
I'm going to assume that the hint can also refer to Ice Palace itself, obviously, not just Ice Rod Cave, but...
No, I think it's only Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, is it really just Ice Rod Cave? Oh, wow.
I think what helped make it Ice Rod Cave is that was the one boots hint in this seed, and there's always one hint that points you to where the boots are in this flag set.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I figured Samaria was probably in Meyer, but I only had like 5 overworld locations to check, and they were all kind of in the same area, so I could have done that a little bit earlier as well.
But yeah, this seed just wanted to mess with all 4 of you. Kudos for finishing.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a seed that insisted the one thing, and I like I said earlier in the race, I don't like using the word troll very often when I do commentary, but the trolliest thing you can find in any seed is anything that is French vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably one of the worst.
Well, getting Book and Fire Rod so early was kind of a troll to go to Desert Palace. Did everybody else do that really early? Go and check it, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I believe 3 of
I
us
think
did.
I'm the only one who didn't.
Okay.
I messed up and forgot to check Bonk Rocks and panicked and ended up on Death Mountain.
I think he
got handed a hammer, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I think 18 was the first to go desert, and I noted desert being open. And honestly, because it's a light world dungeon, I probably would have gone desert myself because
So
it just made sense. You had everything for it.
Well, no, I didn't have
went to
boots.
Desert, but I didn't have boots at the time.
Yeah.
Like I went to desert super early. I think I did Kakariko and then save and quit and immediately headed to the desert area before I even did anything in South Shore.
Yeah, you did.
I kind of got trolled by Zora because I wound up dying on the way to Kakariko because I came out of escape really low on health, and but I had found bombs before I died, so I was able to jump back into the back of escape and get those chests.
Oh, did
And one of them-
anybody manage to get bombs in escape?
Nope.
No one did. Nobody.
None of you.
There was a glove in Escape, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, once
I
I got a glove, I didn't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
Fair. I used my entire magic bar farming rats in the first room after the locked door, where there's a ton of them. And then I'm like, well, no bombs here. May as well just do what I can.
I only had enough magic left to kill the one key rat, so.
I think I had half my magic bar, and then the first rat I killed gave me a full magic. So I got.
I noticed that. Yeah.
But it was
Oh.
all worthless.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna hop out. Thanks to commentators and trackers. And GG to all you guys.
GG.
Yeah, GG, and same thing to all you guys for commentary and tracking, and also to the SG crew who always puts this on.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who does the non-glorious roles. It's a lot of work, and we actually super appreciate it.
Yep, and I agree. I've done some of that work on the back end myself, especially back during the summer. I've done some of that, and a little less now that I'm busy myself sometimes. But I know it's a lot of work on the back end, and you're absolutely right. Anyone who's willing to step up and volunteer to do a little part like that to help keep things going and keep things going smoothly and get races going, looking nice and pretty and looking professional like they do. They deserve to be commended for what they put into this. So you are absolutely right. They do deserve some credit for that. And as a volunteer myself, thank you to all the volunteers who helped with that. It is definitely appreciated by everyone, not only the commentary and the runners who not only get to talk about it, and obviously the runners being able to rewatch it, but for the chat to even have something really nice to watch like that in the first place.
I agree. Thanks to the restreamers and trackers and commentators and all of the people involved.
Yeah, I have, please, again, follow all the runners. They should be linked on now, but in case this is being watched in post, again, shoutouts to ETM, Dr. Emamine, Alisoon, and GFE. Again, Cyclone, thank you for, with all the commentary, Warzag, and Kragnos for tracking, just everyone within the Speed Gaming family.
Yeah,
Thank
and a quick
you.
And a quick note on two of the runners. If for those watching on our VODs after the fact, if the chat goes away and you don't see the chat on Twitch or if you're watching on YouTube, it's ETM2 and Alasazun IRL, the Twitch channels for those two runners. So
Someone
that's
stole the original Allison. I was sad.
yeah, that's the same with me and Cyclone, you know. But yeah, that it happens. The good names are always going to be gone when you get to them, unfortunately. So just covering quickly a couple things coming up on the schedule. I did notice the Wind Waker 2 randomizer race going on Speaking to is already done, even though it's listed as still going. It is already done. So we're going to look ahead to tomorrow's schedule at this point. Those of you who want to get up super early or who want to stay up super late, however you want to look at it, 3 a.m. in the morning. So that's in about 3.5 hours. We're going to have some Super Mario World going on. The tournament is in the top 8, and the runners are Fitz 1889 and Maiba 765. We are in the top 8, so we're going to have some really good, exciting races coming up and some really close finishes coming up in this tournament, I imagine, as we get closer to the finals. We're going to, especially semifinals, maybe even in this round. Who knows? So if you need something to watch very early this morning or something to catch up on after you wake up, go watch that. That's on the main channel in 3.5 hours. Later on, there's going to be some Portal 2 going on later in the morning and later in the afternoon as well. And there's a daily race for, I don't know what this means yet, but the Spoiler Seed Open. I'm assuming the runners get to see the spoiler and then they get to try and route it based on what they see in the spoiler or something like that.
So that's normally how it works. Yeah, you usually get like 15 minutes or so to devise your in advance.
That's what I was thinking. So yeah, the that race goes on tomorrow at 2:00. That is another in the daily race series that like this one tonight. That's another in the daily race series. So check that out tomorrow. I may have to go back and watch that myself to see how that works because I've never seen a race like that before. So I'm curious about it myself. There are some tournament races tomorrow as well. 6:30 p.m. You will find another in the fall randomizer tournament, the Furaimi versus Andy. Their game, I think it's their game 1 on the main channel. There's another race that I don't see a channel listed for yet. That one is Willow J. Bradley and Kyong 92. Both exceptional runners. That's a race we're going to want to keep an eye on. I do see another race for Mikan versus Korek going on as well tomorrow at 8:00. So there's some other events going on the schedule as well, including an SMB 3R weekly race, Deltarune, Combomizer with Super Metroid Link to the Past. For all the information on those races and when they all are, go to speedgaming.org/schedule. If you're on our YouTube channel, again, you can go there and look up whatever races are on at the time that you look it up. And if you want to see another in the daily race series, stay on this playlist. You're going to see one right after in this if you're on our playlist on YouTube. Other than that, any last thoughts from any of the runners before we wrap up today?
Thanks for watching, everybody. That's what I got.
GFE, why don't you share what you just found?
I can confirm that there were 0 useful hints because the shopping told you that Book of Medora was in plain sight, and Aga Tower told you that the lamp was in a sage's closet.
And
Thanks,
of course,
Gabe.
yeah, and of course
that
you
was in
needed
Aga Tower. Yeah.
exactly.
I would actually argue that purple chest hint could be useful depending when you found it. That's the only hint.
That was the only one.
That's the only hint that was somewhat useful today.
Well,
only
and
hint.
The unique item and Ice Rod Cave, if you hadn't already been there with it.
Yeah, in your case, that's absolutely right. So yeah, that's absolutely true. But yeah, not very useful hints today. We've seen some good hints. This was not one of those seeds.
No, it was not.
We gotta laugh at the Tower Hero one though. You'll hear Wolfman and I laughing very merrily at that one.
Well, yeah.
I think that will conclude things here. Cyclone, please close this. I don't think I can do it justice tonight.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll close it then. Follow our channel, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. Just change any number from 2 to 6. Those are our 6 channels. And you can just come back and watch us race these kinds of seeds all the time. We do this all the time. So we would love to have you, if you're watching our VODs on YouTube, like I was saying, come by the live channel sometime and see how, join the chat, join the community here. We'd love to have you for a live race. And we'd love to have you back, obviously. So with that said, let's close it up. For all of our runners, GG. For our trackers, Wurzeg and Cragnos, thank you for your help tracking. And for my co-commentator, Wolflink 2000, I just want to say to you... Sorry?
You did it again.
Did I do it again?
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's not Wolflink.
Wolfman 2000. We have a Wolflink too. I should go to bed.
Watch out for wolves, everyone.
Thanks to you, chat, as well. It's important that you're here as well. Otherwise, we have nothing to do. We'll be talking to our screens. Have a good night, everyone. May not all your seeds be rando seeds. Good night.
Good night.